I will bury you, Hamza.
Hamza, the self-improvement influencer, has fallen out with another person, but this time it's not just anyone. It's his best friend of 5 years, Sam, the guy who helped build his channel, stood by him since the early days, and shared the same vision. All of that changed when Sam dropped a video called "Self-Improvement Did Not Change My Life." In the video, he speaks candidly about his relationship with self-improvement.
More importantly, what really changed and altered my life and completely transformed me into the man I am today is my sense of purpose, my ability to genuinely deliver something of incredible value to the world. And that is what self-improvement does not tackle at all.
His point wasn't that the habits were useless, but that they only go so far. What really changed his life was mastering video editing, a skill that gave him purpose and a way to make money. He drew a clear line between someone who spends all day doing self-improvement and someone who's actually upskilling. It was a grounded, realistic take and not another recycled wake up at 5 a.m. sermon. But what Sam didn't know is that this video would end up detonating a 5-year friendship. After seeing this video, Hamza texted Sam, "I don't think I can be friends with you anymore."
Now, with how Hamza initially reached out to me with that text message, which in my opinion was just very gay, I wasn't really inclined to follow up with him.
They both had a call after, which ended up with Hamza seeing Sam's side and Sam seeing the issue as resolved. But out of nowhere, Hamza posted this on his story, explaining that he no longer vouches for Sam. Understandably, Sam did not take this well and made a response video where he really didn't hold back and addressed all of the things that Hamza had done and his side to the story. Hamza then made a response to this called "Pray for me and my friend Sam," and well, we'll talk about the angle he took. He completely mischaracterizes Sam's video. He acted as if Sam said self-improvement doesn't work, when that's literally the opposite of what Sam said.
Self-improvement and the habits that fit under the self-improvement umbrella, they're foundational to your growth as a man, your pursuit towards masculine excellence, for sure.
Sam acknowledged its value. He just pointed out that it has diminishing returns if you don't build something real on top of it. He also kept saying, "Imagine your friend saying that," to everything Sam was saying in his response video. But it's so hypocritical because Hamza was the one publicly defaming Sam first and denouncing him as a friend. The main problem was that he assumed that when Sam criticized generic self-improvement advice, he was taking shots at him, even though Sam never mentioned his name. However, a 2-second clip of Hamza's face apparently triggered an emotional meltdown and solidified the supposed personal attack in Hamza's head.
Had a few-year-old clip of me on the floor, like wrestling with a guy, and I'm getting like tapped out by someone, right? Like I'm losing in like a martial arts fight against someone, and the camera pans over to Sam talking to a girl. And I remember watching that thinking, like, that's so interesting that you used this clip from years ago. Like, he made this video in 2025. That clip that he used was from 2022. And the point he was trying to make was, okay, well, he attracts girls. And he could have just shown himself with some girls recently. He could have just, shown a picture. But he chose that clip from 3 years ago where it's like the dichotomy of like, look, Hamza's the self-improvement guy and he's getting tapped out by his friend. We were like rolling, doing jujitsu and the other guy was winning. So I tapped out like this. But then the camera pans to make him look cool. He chose a specific clip to make his friend look bad. He attacked my reputation publicly. And then he sold his program straight afterwards, like dragging my image down and then his image up.
No, this whole thing, all of this, it's all about me.
This doesn't make any sense because there is also a picture of Hamza's testimonial supporting Sam's business model in the background of said video. Why would his intentions be to make Hamza look so bad in the video whilst also clearly showing he values Hamza's approval? Sam wasn't attacking him. He was adding another layer to the conversation, an evolved perspective, but instead of taking it as constructive nuance, Hamza saw it as a betrayal. Hamza's reaction exposes a mindset where disagreement equals disloyalty. That dynamic, combined with his need for dominance in their friendship, explains the intensity of his response. To him, he's the one who changed Sam's life. He talks as if Sam owes him everything.
What if I had known that by him doing that Hamza would attempt to claim ownership over my entire audience and expected me to suppress my own message in favor of his, would I have accepted this very generous gift? Absolutely fucking not.
But what he conveniently ignores is that Sam also helped build Hamza's channel. He was part of the reason Hamza's content resonated with people in the first place. Their relationship was mutual, but Hamza sees a hierarchy. The whole reaction felt like misplaced outrage towards Sam for daring to delineate from their self-improvement status quo that Hamza has built. Sounds like a cult to me. It's ironic that Hamza preaches brotherhood, loyalty, and humility.
You need friends, you need social connection. It's okay to say that we need things.
Yet he cut off a close friend over a mild difference in perspective. That's not brotherhood, that's conditional allegiance. It mirrors a pattern we've seen before, where the ideals he sells publicly don't align with how he behaves privately. Like when he sold the ideology of finding a wife and committing to her, yet he couldn't do the same. What's even more frustrating is that Hamza doesn't stay on the actual point, that he and Sam simply see things differently now. Instead, he shifts into this manipulative, condescending mode.
But just do one thing. If you have like respect for our friendship, do one thing. Take just 2 days away from the internet, read your Bible, and then come back and then see if you think that your video was appropriate.
Notice how none of that addresses the actual discussion. It's all subtle character assassination wrapped in fake compassion.
Sam hasn't been consistent in even exercise for the last few years. Not meditation, not cold showers, not reading, not gratitude journaling, and even exercise he hasn't been consistent in. He's told me this, and look, this is the worst thing I'm going to say, but his physique shows it as well. Take the sunglasses off, stop smoking the cigars. You don't need to be like anyone else. You yourself are unique, and you don't need to imitate like whoever's going viral right now and change your sort of personality or character into that.
He's not debating ideas anymore. He's discrediting Sam as a person.
Recently, everyone noticed that he had like this darkness over him. Even people who recently lived with him, a guy who worked for him, came to me and told me that all he does is just lock himself in his room all day, drink like 10 coffees a day, chain smoke cigarettes, cheat on his girlfriend, but then most of all, just worry about making money all day.
By framing it this way, Hamza gets to maintain moral superiority while painting Sam as a lost, corrupted soul that is a darkness incarnate, which is incredibly manipulative. Ultimately, Sam hit a nerve. He outgrew and diverged from Hamza's ideology. Hamza postulates that self-improvement habits create the dream life, and Sam makes the distinction that mastering a marketable skill that earns money is actually what gives you freedom and that dream life. In other words, these gurus preach habits but profit from selling that lifestyle, while the real key is becoming skilled and valuable in the marketplace. That's why Hamza took it so personally, because Sam's message challenges the very foundation of his brand and uncovers a slight deception. But he wasn't outright challenging Hamza like Hamza's fragile ego would have him believe.